All right, everybody. Good morning. It is October the 12th. It's Monday morning. That means it's time for the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic here at Johns Creek and just north of Atlanta at St. Ives Country Club. I'm Mike Morrison with B Matrix, and I'm your host for the next couple of hours that we will be doing a live broadcast from the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic, a yearly, what we call our homecoming here for the trade show industry.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Mike. Good morning. Brian Hampton, Champion Logistics Group, also chapter president, ADPA Southeast chapter. Stopped by to spend a couple minutes with Mike and talk about this beautiful day we're having here for some golf.
The crazy thing about the Southeast chapter, it started back in 2003 and 4, that area. And I was actually involved in that start along with Dave Wallens, Nicole Klein. There were probably Dave Stern, Robert Larhoven. There were several people that jumped on the beginning of the Southeast chapter, and it has just taken off. And of course, without the Southeast chapter, let's be honest, Brian, we'd have a hard time pulling this event off here today.
Yeah, I agree. This is, it's in our backyard, and it's a big deal. I remember 2003 well, Mike. That was the first year I moved down. It was a transfer from Chicago, from our corporate office to here in Atlanta. And I remember 2003 and getting the chapter up. I wasn't involved in it, still getting my feet wet, but I do remember it.
That's your mic right there. You can pick it up and talk anytime.
Well, great. This is absolutely just a wonderful outing and a beautiful day. When you compare this to some of those we've had in the past where it was cold and rainy, and you look at what God has given us today, we are truly blessed.
Are you playing today?
I am.
Good. And so we got like 144 golfers that are playing here. We got 40 more up at River Club. Which one are you playing?
I'm playing here. We signed up early, so we got in at St. Ives.
That's right. You want to be where the action is, which is what this is all about.
Yes.
And what we did is we put all of they think they're so great golfers over at River Club so that they can beat each other up and go for those trophies while the rest of us have a shot at a trophy here. Have you been involved with the Randy Smith? How many times have you?
Yep, this is my 4th year. I reach out to all my vendors every year. This is just an outstanding event that is so good. And, we all do what we can. And, so I appreciate all of the vendors that have responded to support the Randy Smith. Thank you, and I look forward to doing it again next year.
I'm an unspecified volunteer.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
I'm like, I'm the cleanup guy. Whatever needs to be done, I'll do, but I don't have a specific job.
You ever go to Disney World and you see that person with the big Mickey ears and the broom and the dustpan?
Yeah, I'm just following people around and cleaning up messes. Yeah.
So at 11:45, I will shut up. I will shut down, and
I found hard to believe.
I will. People know me. Mike, you have a face for radio, and you talk too much. But
actually, I was just in the neighborhood. I need to use the restroom.
Typical Rich Johnson. That's typical Rich.
Nice.
Can you tell me where the restroom is?
Upstairs and to the left.
Dude, I think there's one. The men's room is right there because the men's grill is right between those doors. You're the member here. What are you asking me for?
Well, because most golf courses, I don't really look for the restroom. I look for trees. There's a tree over there.
I should have caught that.
I haven't had enough to drink yet for that.
So I'm going to find a tree and give it back to y'all. And thank you so much for coming.
You have to take a selfie.
And until you become a part of the volunteer side, the board of directors side, the planning and the management of this event, you have no idea. Because like me, right. Shakes her head like, yeah, remember in 2004 when you cussed me out? No. It's really, a lot of people take things for granted. And this is not just a thrown together tournament. This is a big industry event.
It is.
And
it's a very special time for everybody.
So we'll be doing the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. Don't forget that one. That's the important live stream, is the 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. When we come back to the clubhouse and we have our dinner, awards recognitions, sponsor recognition awards, and then recipient recognition and hearing from them. That as Alicia was just talking about a few minutes ago with Zarnowski, it's those are tough times. That's a tough night to have to do, and especially on a Monday, right? You just come off the weekend where the Falcons won yesterday. Go Falcons. if we have any of those Falcons fans here in Atlanta watching this morning or a little later on down the line. Came back in overtime to beat the Redskins on a pick six, but we won't talk about that sport today.
Thanks. Actually, I'll tell you a quick story because you do need time.
I need time.
All this, right?
Can you hand me that water right there?
Yeah, right. And you sure sure that's all that's in there is water?
But whatever it is, it's about to be drunk.
Actually, I see that imitation as the sincerest form of flattery. We actually, years and years ago, we had a recipient, and they worked for a shooting sports company, like a rifle company, the SHOT Show, if you will.
Okay.
And after the event, they loved us so much, they actually approached me and asked if they can do one in their own industry. So that they called Winchester, Remington, Leupold, and Glock, you know, all the different shooting sport manufacturers, if you will, and they had their own mini Randy Smith, which I thought was absolutely terrific. Now, it only lasted a year or two, maybe, and this will ask us our model. We explained our model very kindly, and
right.
And again, I just I took it as a monster compliment.
That's amazing. That's the only other situation that I've heard another industry doing that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scott. Roll. Sorry. Scott was across the room. I was expecting some kind of more introduction to it or something.
I think we should just roll to the important part. We hope you have enjoyed this year's abbreviated Easter Sunday portion of our film. As Rich Johnson would say, you can't have Easter Sunday without Good Friday. This year, we have 9 recipients. Unfortunately, not all 9 can speak here at the banquet in the interest of time. But it's important to note that all 9 are of equal importance. We thank you for being here. We thank you for your time. May God bless you. And thank you for your continued support.
Gina Brooks passed away in April this year after an aggressive fight with cancer. Her husband Tim here was an Atlanta-based 26-year industry veteran for our friends at Exhibitus. More importantly, Tim was married to Gina for 100 years and lost his best friend and his soulmate. All right. You want to finish this, or you want to just go? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tim Brooks. Marietta Schoenherz, a longtime industry veteran, is currently battling stage 4 breast cancer. I, along with many other old industry war horses in the house tonight, remember Marietta from the 80s as she held the almost extinct position now of trade show manager. She was always friendly, courteous, and deeply respectful to the hard-working men and women who set up and tore down her incredibly complex exhibit properties. To speak for her mother, please welcome Miss Jennifer Schoenherz. Good. Logan Martin is the 7-year-old son of Jason Martin, a longtime Las Vegas-based lead man for Renaissance Management. Logan recently received a kidney transplant at Stanford University in Palo Alto after being on dialysis since he was 2 years old. 15 months, right? His father, Jason, has told me on many occasions how blessed they are to have Logan in their life and how this recent transplant has now allowed Logan to be a kid again. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Logan Martin's father, Jason Martin. job. Oh boy, James. There are many people involved in helping make this event run every year. I could do this by heart, but I need this better. Most are acknowledged and recognized, but there are many that are behind the scenes that toil in anonymity that are just as crucial to the execution of this event. We lost one of those critical behind-the-scenes people in the passing of George Worm back in April. As you can only imagine, I would speak with George about 1,000 times a day while leading up to this event. I would beg him to come out, as I would dangle the fact that we had 80 cases of beer at him with his name on them. George is survived by 1 million friends, 2 daughters, Erica and Krista, along with 3 brothers, Jimmy, Billy, and Tommy, and his sister, Sue. To speak on his brother, George, please welcome George's brother, Jim Worm. Easter Sunday is here, and he has a baby, so that's 2 little girls, 2 babies, a wife, so it's you and 3 women. You sure you don't want to stay here and drink? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Justin Smith.
That's good. We got to post that up there, so I've spoken at a couple big conferences this year, and I still get nervous getting up here. No, I say it every year, but thank you guys, and I can't tell you how much this means to me and my family. Not just for what it's done for us, but just how much it helps people, and just seeing that. And I think it's amazing for my 2 little girls to see this legacy of their grandfather. They won't ever get to meet him, but they'll see this, and just how much the spirit of giving and just helping people. And that's what I want them to take from this. So thank you guys for coming, and let's do it again next week.